Welcome to Hot Flash Chronicles, where midlife is messy, menopause is madness, and we're sweating through it together.
We're Angie and Shelley, two caffeine-fueled, slightly inappropriate grandmas who say what everyone's thinking.
So grab a drink, crank up the AC, and let's dive in.
It's that time, Angie. It's time for another fun podcast.
Ta-da! Hi, I'm Angie.
And I'm Shelley.
Welcome to Hot Flash Chronicles.
It's the place to be, really. And today's subject is going to be pretty fun, I think, because I know we have fun hobbies.
We do.
And that's what we're going to talk about.
Okay, I'm excited for it.
I am too.
So, I have ADHD in spades. I'm really good at having ADHD. I'm very neurospicy and neurosparkly. I just ordered a shirt that says neurosparkly.
I love it.
So one of the things about ADHD is it is very easy to get a hyperfixation of a new hobby. So I will try something and then I buy all the tools and necessary things to make it the very best. Like this last summer, I discovered diamond painting.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, oh, now I need like the resin little tools and like the perfect little, and I bought a whole system and I did that for Christmas presents for a bunch of people. And then it was like, now I'm done. Or like the royal icing cookie decorating, like I literally have one of those carts, like craft carts that has all the different like cookie cutters and, pastry bags and stuff like that. So I will get like on a tear about something and it's like, I just decided I'm going to be a crocheter. And it's like, I'll deep dive into that. Yeah. And I actually just discovered I had an ad come up in Facebook where I was like, their target audience. It was like an ADHD craft of the month subscription. And I was like, no, it's not, because then I'm going to buy all the things to do every single one. And my husband will just like look at me like, oh, what's the thing? What's going? Okay, we're doing that now. Okay.
We're on that.
Sourdough has stuck for a while, though. I've been doing sourdough for a while.
So baking sourdough.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm very good at hyperfixating. Like, this is my new thing that I'm going to put all of my attention into. That's a craft kind of.
I kind of do that too. I definitely go through phases. Like I was doing scrapbooking a few years ago. That was a big thing. But I ended up not really doing it to do scrapbooking. I made cards. I did card making like out of all. I did that for a long time.
Yeah.
Because I always like to have something kind of I always say I need a creative outlet of some sort.
Right.
So sometimes I'll go and get like sketch pads and pencils and pastels, and I'll do that for a while. I'll do painting. So I tend to like to do something hands-on. When I was in college, I did printmaking, which is really, really fun, like lithography. Yeah.
Like what?
Lithography, like where you, it's
like
actually going through, there was screen printing and then, but lithography is you draw it out and there's, you can do acid etching. You can do lino cuts, which is where you cut into a block or something like the Japanese wood blocks, and then you can print it through a printing press.
Right.
So there's all different kinds of, I like things with color and balance and just using creative stuff. So, but for both of us, I know we have a shared hobby, which is singing.
We do.
Yeah. And
that's how we met. That's how we became friends.
Yeah.
We joined the same a cappella women's chorus. Mm-hmm. And I had been there for, I think, 5 or 6 years before you joined. And, when you realize that somebody's supposed to be in your life and you're like, oh, we're supposed to be friends. And then like you have some solidifying experiences that are like, yes, you are my person. Yeah.
Wow.
Like.
Yeah. And I think music is a very bonding thing. You don't have to have a lot in common with someone to create a connection with them when you're singing with them.
Right.
I sing in a mixed chorus right now. It's an a cappella chorus of men and women. And the people in that group, I've been in the group since almost the beginning. And it's like they're my singing friends.
Okay.
Sometimes that might be all we have is that we're singing friends, but that is enough. Like, and I think hobbies can kind of do that. Like it can introduce you.
Well, I did
people that do the thing you do.
I did singing for, if I would have stayed in the organization, I think I'd have like my 21-year pin. But when I started my photography business, like for the first while, it was okay. I was able to manage learning music and going to rehearsals and doing performances and competing and all that. But then once my photography business really took off, it was like, oh, I don't have the time to dedicate that's needed to learn the music. Like when you're learning a harmony part, especially, which is not the melody. It's not like the version you would hear on the radio. So it's counterintuitive to what you would think it would be. So I just realized I was going to have to pick one. And since photography was my career path, I had to choose that. I've since been able to do like photo gigs for singing conventions and stuff like that. So, and I love singing still, but I haven't sung since pre-COVID. Like I haven't been in a group, and not that I haven't sung, but I haven't been in like an official group. And we've been in 2 different choruses together, and we were in a quartet together. So we spent a lot of time singing.
We did.
For each other. So,
and I think singing is it's an interesting hobby, if you want to call it hobby. It's something I've done like my whole life.
You're like a karaoke host with Mel.
Yeah, when I was in college, I kind of did that.
Yeah.
Part of the time to offset some costs of being in college. But music is a very emotional hobby. Like it's one, to me, like and I think a lot of hobbies are. I mean, I think people put their heart and their passion a lot of times into hobbies. And
right.
The reason we get so much joy, I think, from hobbies is because they're not our jobs. Like a lot of times I've had people say, well, you could have been a singer. You could have made a living at that. And I'm like, man, I don't think I would have liked that.
Right. And that's how I became a photographer is I was in the car industry for like almost 2 decades. And like, I loved photography. And then when I got laid off, my husband was like, on our first date, you said, if you could be anything, you'd be a photographer. And I think you should do that. And I have had to spend, and now I've been a photographer. I just had my 10-year anniversary, which is wild. But I have to very consciously remind myself that I love the art of photography. I love making people feel a certain way in front of my camera or having that creative process. And I have to make sure that I'm separating church and state so that I don't lose my passion. Like you were just saying, like, I don't ever want photography to feel like work. It is work. Like this is like 5% of my job.
Yeah.
If that.
All the other stuff.
It's all the stuff that happens before and after.
The marketing.
Yeah. Or like the posing or the lighting, all of those things matter. But I have to maintain conscious awareness to still find joy in it. Because the moment I'm like, I have to go take pictures today, like that's when you know that that you're done. And I don't want to be done. Like I love what I do. I'm evolving what I do because now I'm mentoring other photographers and that's really fun. And like workshops and things like that, or going to conventions or teaching. Like I love that part of it as well because I feel like I'm helping raise up the next level of like high level photographers. So
I think hobbies, that's kind of the thing is sometimes they're a release or a relief from other things that are happening in your world. Like maybe I'm a vocational rehab counselor. So that's a very linear case management, caseload kind of thing. And it's very rewarding, but it is not a creative process or anything like that. So I look for the kind of fun, just the creative aspect in my hobbies because I need that. My brain needs that. It likes to do creative, think outside of the box kind of things. So singing is a wonderful outlet for me because it's an emotional feeling. You tell an emotional story with it and you get to do a little bit of performance. You get to be a person like, Beyonce's, her stage persona is Sasha Fierce. Like you can go out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I've never heard that. I love that.
Yeah. She's somebody because she's kind of a shy person in real
life.
Yeah. And you wouldn't think that when you watch her perform, but she kind of becomes this alter ego. And that's kind of when I sing in my quartet, which is Hot Notes Quartet. When I sing in that, I'm very much a persona. It's definitely a part of who I am, but it's like me on steroids,
Right.
And I think that kind of hobby gives you permission to kind of explore a bigger part of your personality.
For sure. And I loved when I was able to marry the photos and the music. Like that was a really cool thing. And some of my favorite people in my whole life have been people that I've met through singing. Like you, but I have we've built a huge network of really dear friends within this like singing world.
Yeah. I mean, and that's the thing. Like, if you have a hobby and you want to connect with someone else, if you say like one of my hobbies is Legos, I love putting Legos together.
Did I know that?
I have them all over my house.
I feel like I didn't know that.
Pictures all the time. We get
puzzles too, right?
And puzzles.
Yeah.
So that's something I like to do with my husband. And and my granddaughter. She likes puzzles and she likes Lego. But we get the big elaborate builds, like I did Frank Lloyd Wright's Falling Water. I have that in Lego. Like we have architectural series. And they're like, one of them we have is like 3,000 pieces or something. So they're, yeah.
I got my oldest grandson when we were in Australia last month. I got him, they're itty bitty bitty little Legos that make a kangaroo. I got them at the Sydney Opera House.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh my, these are so tiny. And I'm like, I know, but he sat there just meticulously with these itty bitty little Legos and he built this little kangaroo. Then he took it apart, does it again, take it like, he's very mechanical.
I mean, it's fun for all ages. You can have the Duplo blocks for the little ones, and then they graduate up into them. But I like there's something soothing. I do a thing with Legos called knolling. If you are a Lego person, you know what that is. Knolling is when you dump them all out, and then you put all the like pieces in piles. So when you go to assemble, but it's very therapeutic because there's like.
So is it like when you do a puzzle, how you do like all the edge pieces and
Yes, you can knoll.
What's that?
Yeah. So, and that's what we do when we do puzzles too, is I get all the side pieces and then I do all the color bunches.
My in-laws got me for my birthday last year. They got me a puzzle sorter that's like a stack thing that's so cool. And then my parents got me a Schitt's Creek puzzle that is like my favorite puzzle now.
You can have.
I love puzzles as well.
Too, if you need.
Well, I have the mat. I have all this
we have a roll-up mat. We have a table where you can store this stuff. But it's just that you can connect with someone else. You might not have very much in common with someone, but if you both do Legos, you have.
Yeah,
it's a bridge. Like hobbies can be a bridge into getting to know someone. There's so many people I might never have known if they weren't singers.
Right.
And very different personalities.
Oh, for sure.
Like I probably wouldn't be friends with some of these people if it were not for.
Well, you wouldn't have met them. Right. Not like, I wouldn't be friends with that person.
I would have never met them.
I would never have been friends with that person.
Yeah. Not just sure because our paths would have never crossed. You know, you can live in a completely different world from somebody, but that one little thing, that's why most of the things I enjoy in life are about connection.
100%.
So
100%.
Talking about our fur babies, you know, if you have a dog and your neighbor has a dog, you have something in common. If you both sing, you have something in common. It's like life is very much about finding ways to connect to other people and things that you love. I mean,
do you know what one of my favorite hobbies is? Actually, I would dare to declare my favorite way to spend time with people that I like is board games.
Oh, I love
board games.
Like picturing,
all of it.
Yeah.
One of my ones that we've been playing a lot recently is called Raccoon Tycoon. We've had it for a few years and we go in and out of using it. We play Splendor a lot. Like we play it with my parents. We played Coup last night at dinner.
Oh yeah.
I love board games. My son and my oldest grandson are creating a board game, which is so cool. So my son has a 3D printer.
Oh, neat.
And he makes he does like Warhammer pieces and stuff, and he makes his own game pieces, but they're building something. And then I have this is my other obsession that hits a lot of buckets is I got a Cricut for Christmas last year, and I make t-shirts and I can make like tumblers and like Cricuts can do everything. So I can print things out for the board game and like have them cut out, or, you know, it'll do like writing with pens, but board games is like my jam. So if you have a really fun board game that you guys love to play, we play one called Twilight Imperium that can take up to 14 hours. It's a lot. And it takes up like a regular dining room table might be enough for 3 people's places.
There's one, I named off some of the regular ones everyone knows, but there's one called Pit. And I first played it over in England. His family played, and my husband is English, and his family is very English and they're very refined, and they're just wonderful, lovely people. But when they play Pit, it's the first time I saw them so animated, but it's kind of like a stock market trading. You're buying stocks and you're stealing and you're doing all this stuff.
Wow.
That's the first time I saw them really get into it, yell and scream. I'm like, what is happening? It was amazing because I'm like that all the time, but they're all like, his mom was, whoa, go about this and don't. And then she was, I was like, oh my God, this is exciting. So Pit, check out Pit.
My mom feels very guilty if she has to attack somebody or like take them out. And so when we were playing Coup last night, she was like, well, but I love all of you. I don't want to coup any of you because it eliminates the player. And I'm like, mom, it's a board game. I'm not going to go home and think she doesn't love me as much because she took me out of the, like, it's a board game. That's like what you do. And
my daughter gets extremely competitive in anything. It's a little scary. She's a little bit like Monica on Friends in the competitive. She's in it to win it. And this is like unapologetically, she will coup you.
Love it.
She'll just go.
My daughter-in-law is that way. We call her the Galactic Empress, and she will stab you in the front, not even the back, like in the best way. But I love it. I love seeing that fiery side of her come out, where she's just like,
go for it.
And it's like,
and my husband is a little bit like that. He's more like, he likes to win.
Yeah.
And he's a very kind, nice person. But I think that hobbies and games and board games, it gives you that permission to go a little bit outside of your comfort zone. I mean, you be a little bit different.
Do you have any two-player games? When Jeff and I were dating, he taught me how to play poker.
I was going to say like Uno. I mean, a lot of
Uno. He's reteaching me cribbage.
Oh, I love cribbage.
I have only ever played two-person. So my friend who's a chiropractor that you know, she's doing like a cribbage tournament at her chiropractic office. And I'm like, she goes, but we don't want newbies. We don't want people that don't know how to play. And I'm like, oh, I need to refresh how to play cribbage because I haven't played in a couple years. But then I realized if it's a tournament, I've only ever played two-player cribbage. I don't know how to play in teams or how to, so it probably won't work as well.
I've only played it in two, or you can play like lots of people and you're all, like I think you can have 4 people on the board at a time or something, but I don't know how it works in teams either.
Yeah, so we'll have to ask her if we can still qualify. And then I also just relearned backgammon because we played that in Australia at the hockey house in Newcastle when we were staying in a B&B. And my dad taught me backgammon when I was a little girl. We used to play it all the time. Same with chess. And then when I got back from Australia, I was like, Dad, do you still have a backgammon board?
Yeah.
And it was like he had to relearn it as well. So it's like fun to have those little two-layer things.
Fresh. Yeah, you can go back. But I mean, all of these things are super connecting.
Yeah.
You know, that's the whole thing. I don't know if connecting is a word, but
it is now.
It is now.
I do.
But I like finding ways to engage with people. And also when you do like a game or a craft, you're kind of also keeping it safe while you're getting to know someone.
Right.
You can kind of do the activity, whatever the thing is, kind of have this side conversation and see where that goes. It isn't a lot of pressure to just go right into a deep conversation with somebody, kind of get to know.
Right.
There are no if this is a thing or not. When I moved down to Portland after I got divorced, I moved to a new area, didn't know anybody there. I did a lot of meetups. Like you could go.
You did. Yeah.
And you could do like, one of them was called cardboard games. So
cardboard?
It was just board games.
Oh, okay.
So they called them cardboard, but it just meant not like a computer game. It was like actually a board game. So I did lots of things like that, and I did singing, different kind of singing meetups, cooking meetups, like just things where I thought, well, maybe just being with other people who do this thing would be comforting. And I actually made friends though.
So I don't know if Meetup is still even an active site, but here's what you can do. If you go into Facebook, if you have a Facebook account and you go under events, you can see events that are happening near you, which is just kind of its own meetup thing. So if I'm looking for like networking or just like, oh, what could we do this weekend? Like that Facebook events, like it'll show like suggested things that are happening either that you've been invited to or just in your area. That's a fun way to find like, well, that might be something new to try, like a cooking class or, something like that is kind of fun.
Yeah, I mean, getting out and sometimes I just think it's fun to try something different, like try to like I love to do the paint and sip, Zircon and paint ceramics, just fun stuff. No pressure. Doesn't matter if the thing turns out good or not. My daughter and I did a paint and sip. It had a barn in the background, and then there was a road coming down in the front. She had no idea how to paint with perspective, and it literally looked like a slide. And I was like, I would never want to ride on this. We've gotten so much joy out of her picture that looks like a death trap because that slide coming out it doesn't look safe. So I always put that up and I'll take a picture of it and send it to her. And we did it like 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah.
But
those are fun. Paint sips are
fun. And she was not,
my son, this won't surprise you, when we actually had a paint party here for his wife's birthday last year. So I hosted it here at my photo studio. And I had pre-learned some. So we had like 5 different paintings. Well, my son is like outside the box. So it was like, instead of a sun, he turned it into like a spaceship. Like he would like take it to the nth degree and like have it where it was a nod to the original painting, but he's going to go like how much can I have this resemble it, but be a totally different concept. And I love that creativity.
That's so fun. I mean, like, that's the whole idea is like art is whatever you want it to be. But I think for me, hobbies are just a very therapeutic kind of little break from life. And I always want to do things that make me feel anything that will take away tension, will help me relax, will get my mind off of whatever thing is going on in the world that's annoying the F out of me right now, which there always is something. But too soon. But it's just like you need those little releases, and why shouldn't they just be fun?
So one thing that I love is my husband has a very deep love of hockey. He's on 3 teams, which means he has usually 3 games a week.
Yeah.
He's off 2 weeks for one season and 2 weeks for another. So pretty much the whole year, he's playing hockey around 3 games a week.
That's great.
And when I met him, he was worried that that was going to be like a deal breaker, that like, oh, she's not going to want me to go play hockey. I love that he has something that he loves. And I was like, oh, well, I'm a singer and I have rehearsal 2 nights a week. So this is perfect. Like we've never held it against each other if we were spending time doing something we love. So we have things that we share, like board games or, watching a TV show or whatever. But I don't think I ever say like, I don't want you to play hockey. If we have an important event, it's like, can you not play that day?
Yeah.
That'd be great. But I love that he has something that he's so passionate about. Does Phil have anything that he
does? He likes to do sports kinds of things. So he plays in a pickup basketball league. And then where we live, we have a pickleball court. And he's
I love that.
Big into pickleball. So he does that a few times a week. But I really like that. And we have a swimming pool there. I go and use the pool and do the swimming. He uses all the court things. And it's like, it is really healthy, I think, to have combined things.
Yes.
And then different things.
And I'll not very often anymore, but go watch Jeff play hockey.
Yeah.
And he would come to my singing performances. Since I started my business, it's been harder to go to his games because I'm
booked up
in high demand.
Yeah.
I don't like to say busy. That's not my favorite word. So, but his hockey mates all tease once you guys got married, Angie doesn't come to games anymore. It's it's because I started a business at the same time, you guys.
Yeah, it's nothing against hockey.
And I do love to travel for hockey.
Yeah.
We've been to Iceland and Australia and Montreal and in Germany 2 years.
It's great when your hobby lets you do things.
And we traveled a lot with singing too.
Yeah.
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 Been a lot of places.
I've been to Cleveland.
Been to Cleveland?
For singing.
Did you?
International isn't.
We went to Baltimore together.
It's not always exotic, but.
We did Hawaii one year. I was at the International in Hawaii.
Well, we'll do a whole podcast on Hawaii. And you have to, because we have to go again. That's my hobby, is travel.
Same.
But we would love to hear your.
Yes. Do you have anything that we didn't mention that you're like, oh my gosh, you guys, have you ever tried?
And Angie, this one.
I need a new hyperfixation.
Yeah, she needs to invest some money in tools.
I got money burning in my pocket. Just
have a lot of gadgets with it, for sure.
No, then that's a no. Let's try to But we would love to hear if you guys have what your hobbies are, or if they align with ours. Oh my gosh, I love Raccoon Tycoon, or I also am a singer.
I make statues out of chewed gum. No.
Do you?
No.
Okay.
I was just making that up. But if you do, let us know.
I was gonna judge a little bit. We try real hard not to, but
that one would be pushing it.
Yeah.
But anyways, thank you so much for joining us, and we hope to see you again. Drop those lines.
Ciao.
Bye.
That's a wrap on this episode. If you laughed, related, or just need more, hit subscribe.
Check out the show notes to find us on socials and YouTube, and join our Patreon for exclusive extras.
And remember,
we're still hot, just in flashes.